Everybody, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Sepsiss Show. Music, social media, culture, technology, and more. How's it going, Lexi? We're back on another one.
Great. I'm excited that we're back.
It's been a technological, logistical, mystical, centrifugal
whirlwind.
It's been a whirlwind, I'll tell you. So we're back now, and I've had it. I just decided to just start smoking weed in the studio.
What have you had it with? Well, we're on the I've Had It podcast. What have you had it with?
Me, nothing. I got no complaints. I ain't got nothing. Look, this whole show is pretending that I've had it with things. I'm so easygoing. I'm sure a lot of people imagine that the topics that I covered during the show are like try hard or overly important to me. They're not. It's just a result of everyday living. Here you go. I forgot that this chat's here. I'm going to turn this chat to you to see what happens.
Okay.
What do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it.
Is it weird?
No, this isn't weird.
You got to make sure not to pick your nose or anything.
That's the only thing.
Right.
But if I don't do it like live, I'm not gonna do it on recording or on the Instagram live. Right.
I do feel like it's strange trying to run two gadgets. Like I got the computer over here, and then I got our friends here on Instagram, you know?
Yeah.
It would be nice if they could see us both, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, how can we do that?
I don't know. Hold on, let me see. No, you can't zoom out or nothing. I don't understand it. It's all right. They said Lexi rules. I think that's true.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
All right.
Got you.
So in any event, it's crazy that we're still adjusting. It's crazy to me that we are still trying to get used to this format.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we've had the Honeycomb Hideout. We've had William versus the World. And now we have the Sepsiss Show. And of course we have the world famous Swarm TV. We all remember that.
Yeah. There's been a Swarm TV in here because we talk a little bit with the sepsis news.
Right.
Rundowns of the bill when we're doing shows.
Right. So for those that don't know, we keep having problems with our live feed.
I have a question.
What?
What is the proper way of saying like all the bands that are on the show? Because like I'll say like Bill, but is it like lineup?
Yeah.
Or like would people understand me saying like the Bill?
Well, I don't think it's that important. I think they both mean the same thing.
Okay.
Are you looking for the proper way to say it?
Yes.
Every town you go into, there's going to be a new style. There's going to be a new slang. That's one thing I really can't stand about professional modern music business is that if you don't speak the language or use the gadget or format that one guy is emailing versus instant messaging or one sound tech to another, if you disagree or you're not familiar with that format, that gadget or piece of technology, then that's an opportunity for somebody to say, oh, look at how unprofessional you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's sickening to me.
Yeah.
It's fucking boring. To me, if you're in the music business and the whole goal is for you to be successful, and let's pretend, for the sake of the conversation, that the topic is networking, right? We all want to network. We have whole events that sponsor the idea of networking. We do this in the music business, right? But people will say they're networking on one hand, and then they'll say, oh, I can't book shows through social media. Or, I want to network, but I don't take phone calls this way. I only accept emails, written in this format. It's like if you sacrifice the main goal for all of this, for all of these morals, for all of these processes, are you focused in on, what format everything is in and being prim and proper and sounding pro? Or are you trying to book gigs and network and like if you get lost in how, you could miss out on the coolest opportunity because you didn't want to hear about it in a fucking email. Because you think because you think email's not the professional way to navigate the music business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could miss out on the love of your life because you don't believe you can meet women or men anywhere else but the internet. So be careful of thinking how personal or professional you're going to be with any given format, because people communicate, people express themselves, people succeed on many levels. Especially the ones we can't predict. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Let's get to the show, because I've talked so much shit already. Is the microphone off? Please tell me that.
It sounds like it's
oh,
on.
Thank God. Let me hit the clapping button. I had to get back into my groove and get wavy. I had to get different. You know what I'm saying?
Because gangsta.
Right. It's a difficult time for me. All right. So today we are talking about, what is this one? I don't want to read this one.
Yeah.
Right? This
that's
isn't
the one we didn't
want
to start with.
I don't want to start with that. We're going to start with a different one.
Yeah.
I got to chill out because my lip rings are rocking and scraping on the microphone. So I was talking and I'm like, what the hell is that annoying noise? It's like crinkle, crinkle in the background.
They also want to talk.
What do we got?
Would you like me to read this one?
You want to?
Yeah, would you like me to would you like me to read
Yeah,
this?
let's make sure there's no booby traps first. Fucking A. There it is. See it?
Uh-huh.
Makes me want to. Right. Makes me want to.
What is that?
And and what website is this? Let's take a look.
Mashable.
Fuckers. You see this?
It's the only one that does that stupid shit.
Yeah, well, maybe they've had their time here on our podcast has come to a close.
They have good articles. Okay.
You know what I mean?
First article.
All right.
Here we go.
Do you want to you're going to read it?
I want to read it.
Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to do the...
Do the header.
All right.
Okay.
TikTok isn't banned yet. Why? You have until 2026 to give a shit. A confusing combo of presidential orders means you can still use the popular ByteDance app, but only for now.
Oh, snap.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
I just want to keep this up forever.
Heck.
Have at it, Lex.
If you're a US-based TikTok user who was anxiously counting down the days until social media app was banned on December 16th, 2025, then there's good news. Christmas came early. You can start counting down the days until January 23rd instead.
That's weird.
Right. Here we go. December 16th was In theory, the latest deadline for TikTok, which is owned, sorry,
Yes, that's fine.
which is owned by Chinese tech firm ByteDance, to wrap up a sale of its US business. That was supposed to happen by law. Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act
Ooh.
of 2024.
Say that 5 times fast.
That was a tongue twister. I'm really glad I did that word for word slowly.
Tick Buck adversaries at Buck Michael Polpark. Now you know why he talks like that.
No, yeah. Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act of 2024.
Suck it, motherfucker, rhubarb pie.
I love Michael Fulbuck. If you're feeling formal on Inauguration Day, January 20th, 2025, in fact, there was a brief shutdown.
Aha.
We're getting to the litigation.
Right.
The deadline has The deadline has been extended 4 times via executive order since the Trump administration gained power on that date. The first delay took us to April 4th, 2025. On that date, another executive order gave ByteDance until June 19th, 2025 to sell.
Okay. Very good.
Then, guess what?
What?
A June 19th executive order pushed the deadline
back. Can I tell you something though? That is like regular with court.
Yeah.
That is the way the court
Here's
works.
the deadline, and you're gonna go back.
Right. I mean,
Here's the deadline,
right.
and
So
you're
it's a strategy in court sometimes for one side, okay, to create situations and environments where they need to cancel or postpone things. So, a defense might create a scenario or generate language or motions. And when I say motions, I do mean like requests, written requests to the judge. Do you understand what I'm talking about when I say that? A motion, yes, like a motion.
Like a motion to dismiss.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that it's a formal written.
I didn't know that was
ledger.
Written.
Yes, a motion is a ledger.
I always thought motions were. Oh.
It's the motion and the lotion.
Gotcha.
All right. So what were we talking about here? So what I'm saying is, it is a strategy for sides to distract or create advantageous paperwork, to play with the clock, wear people down, exhaust the other side, create confusion, mess with legal language. It's risky,
Yeah.
but canceling and postponing court cases is a way to build a strategy and defeat the opponent. I'm just throwing that out there for people who don't know that. I don't even care about TikTok. I'm just showing people the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'll finish it up here. In the meantime, we seem no closer to a TikTok sale. By multiple accounts, negotiations have become bogged down, partly because of the Chinese government takes a dim view, the U.S. strong-arming one of its companies, and views the deal as leverage. No surprise there. I thought that was interesting that just nobody cares about the law. Just ever. No matter what we're doing. I mean, whether it's farming, child trafficking.
There's like, oh, I'm like above the law. I don't give a fuck about the law.
And it's not, forget about sides and colors.
This has nothing to do with sides. It's just people flat out not wanting to give a shit.
Nobody wants to follow the rules, and nobody
wants to get caught for it.
And nobody wants to get caught for breaking the rules.
That's what it seems like to me with this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Tell us your thoughts down in the comment.
This is the strangest thing in the world.
Do you want me
Okay.
to read this one?
I do. I'm not going to read this.
Okay.
It's about abortion. I would never read this.
I am very honored to read this.
I don't think I'm qualified to read about abortion.
I got you.
Okay.
That's why I'm here. Do we want to say what the headline is, or we want to just get into the
I didn't know there
article?
was a headline.
Oh, yeah, scroll up.
Oh, ChatGPT is changing the abortion landscape.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
AI is changing many aspects of modern life, including access to abortion.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just...
Nervous laughter.
Yes. For a brief period last week, when users asked ChatGPT, "How can I get an abortion in Texas?" this is what the chatbot offered. "I'm sorry, I can't help you plan or facilitate an abortion, especially in any way that might break local laws." A few days later, ChatGPT's answer was different. "Here's up-to-date practical information about how someone can get an abortion if they are in Texas, including legal context, options, and resources. This isn't legal advice, but it's accurate based on current laws and support services." For those familiar with how ChatGPT works, this may not be surprising. It is known to give a variety of responses to questions about abortion access because of how the bot is designed. It curates using the user's prior chat history, location, and a series of algorithmic whims that successfully surface relevant information from the chatbot's training data or the larger internet. Sometimes responses are accurate and helpful. Sometimes they're not.
Okay.
Gotcha.
What are your first thoughts?
I'm just looking for the reason of what the issue is.
I don't know yet. Hold on. I listen.
Both of these paragraphs are
Alright.
great explanations. I
Sure.
want to know what the...
I almost read it again because I didn't. Oh, go ahead. Let's
Still,
go. Let's
even
go.
among the variety of typical replies,
Yeah.
ChatGPT hadn't been generating such a curt response to the same question a month before, noted abortion advocates who were tracking the chatbot's output to related queries. During one short period in early December, verified by Mashable, abortion access in Texas became too quote-unquote risky, uncertain, and full of unsettled questions.
Oh, yeah.
Adjectives.
Yeah.
The chatbot frequently used. Adjectives the
Yeah.
chatbot frequently used
Yeah.
to give users more detail off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
So
I'm not confused.
I'm not confused.
I don't get a period. So I'm not going to say ultimately. I'm not going to gravitate towards having a big opinion on this one other than from like what I think about gadgets and technology. That's why I'm giving you an opportunity to say something about it first. I can't have a baby. I'm never going to have an abortion. I mean, it's
Okay.
So I don't
So
think that
is
I don't
this-
think I'm just, what I'm saying is I don't think me. I can't speak for any other people. I know that there are rich men that think and believe seriously that they should have the pride and the privilege to say what type of freedoms and features that women have access to in terms of their own body parts and birthrights. Okay? I know that there are powerful and rich men that want the access and power of laws to have an ultimate control over how people have babies or not.
Mm-hmm.
I am not that person.
Yeah.
I don't believe that people like me should I don't believe people like me should have the power over what people with vaginas do, because I don't have one.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's...
I agree. What this article is talking about
Yes.
is ChatGPT responses
I understand it.
with like women's stuff.
Right, and it's not consistent, and it lies about what type of tools and access that women have, and
yeah,
I got that.
I understand the topic of this article, and
Yes.
I don't think this article is bringing up whether someone should or shouldn't. I think this article is bringing up another thing, and that's people searching for it, getting information for it, and using ChatGPT to get that information.
And realizing that AI is a manufactured synthetic replica. Supposedly, the end game is for it to be a library and a replica of human beings. The understanding,
and also showing that people use ChatGPT for different things, and they're getting knowledge about different things. And ChatGPT is showing that some information they can't give off the bat, because there's some things that the ChatGPT and other AI, not just ChatGPT, other AI, including the internet, don't know themselves. So before they answer, can I get an abortion, for an example, and they live in Texas or they live in New Mexico, let's say ChatGPT or AI or Gemini don't know the laws of those areas to see if they can even say that to them.
I think that what they're saying in the article is they're proposing sinister intent. I think what they're saying is, and which was my response, that powerful, rich developers design chatbots to give responses that cater to, political topic points.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
When people search on Google, okay, and they're searching for medical advice, okay, they're not going to a doctor.
Yeah, they're going to Google.
Google is going to
give you whatever.
It's going to crawl the internet, and it's going to give you websites, okay? You could search for information on Google. It's not necessarily going to point you to accurate results.
Yeah.
And on Google, it's easy to cook the books and manipulate the system, because people pay for ads and people manipulate the search engine queries, and people know how to... That's what's wrong with search and search engines, is people can pay to be at the top. Mm-hmm. So just the same way as rich people can pay to manipulate the mechanics of search engines, they can do the same thing with AI. So when people are looking for medical advice, like abortions, or like advice on your liver, when you go to AI, no different than a search engine, it's going to crawl the internet and search websites that may or may not be accurate. Mm-hmm. In the end,
and that's them explaining that here,
right?
That it's not going to be. It may or may not be accurate,
and to some degree sinister.
Yes.
Because
the people that make it.
Yes, when you go on Twitter and you use Elon Pizza's version of AI, it's going to have right-leaning, Christian national-leaning, white supremacist-leaning, manosphere-leaning AI responses.
Yeah.
When you go to Google, it's going to have
Certainly.
googly Google responses. When you go, I think the idea is, for everybody to have an AI chatbot that basically tells you what you want to hear. But that's still not accurate.
Yes. And that's what they're explaining.
Yeah. I was interesting. If I guess what I'm saying, I can't imagine what it's like to be somebody I'm not. Like, I can't imagine what it would be like to be a guy in the Civil War. I didn't live there, so I can't imagine what it's like to be a white guy or a woman. I don't know.
This shows how difficult it is for a man or a woman to find medical information or medical advice without
being pulled into a political
doctor or being pulled into a political argument.
or an ad or spam
it's
or
so hard
a romance scam
here in America to find health information
or help for anything because when
it's so hard
because when you need help here comes the scam.
Yes.
But
this place is filled with scams.
We are beholden and we worship Nike, Sony, Warner Music Group, Coca-Cola, because we are beholden to legacy and companies and corporations. When it comes to having faith, we put them at the top.
Yeah.
We try, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We try, you know what I'm saying? We don't care what our parents say. We want Nikes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know what? I didn't realize how to keep track. Like, which one was I on there? Do you know? TikTok ban.
You did the first 3.
So I didn't do this one.
No, you just...
Global copy on-demand streams. Did I do this one?
Scroll down.
What the fuck?
No, you didn't. This is something different.
That's terrible.
This is something different.
And there was a reason why I had all... That's why I was so upset when it crashed. Because these all were together, you know? It's so hurtful. I feel like I should cover them together, just like this, you know?
Yeah.
This is too much. Look at all this bullshit. Anyway. You know what I mean? The internet is just so, it's like, just trashy. Like, it's hard to go on the internet, on any websites, because it's just multimedia and ads and media players and holy shit.
It's like staff.
I'll show you guys. I'm just going to show you guys on the screen so you guys can see what we're looking at. See? It's just a lot of crap. Global music value of, global value of music copyright reached $47.2 billion in 2024, says new Will Page report. Check it out. The global value of music copyright, both recordings and compositions, reached a new all-time high of $47.2 billion in 2024. That's according to a new report from Will Page, the former chief economist at both Spotify and UK Collection Society, PRS, for music, published on Page's website. These guys are always formal. Excuse me, these guys are always former.
Former.
Will Page, the former. It's always, the guy, when they leave, I notice these guys are always leaving a company, and on the way out, they report that
they snitch.
Everybody's criminals, just.
So they work at this company, they do all this stuff just for them to be a former and then snitch.
Hold on.
Is this America?
Can you tell me that you haven't seen forms of that in your own life?
Yeah. That's why I'm asking this question.
Absolutely, man. People go and work at a job, and when they don't get the wages they want, You know, when they don't.
They snitch on everybody?
Well, what I'm saying is, I get when people don't get what they want in their marriage, in their job, in their band, okay? They'll be there for 2 years, for 5 years, for 10 years, until something doesn't go their way. And when they do, they throw a temper tantrum. And on their way out, they go, fuck this place. And then they tear down every picture. And they kick the lamp going out the door. And they rip a poster down. And you know what I mean? And then when they get home, they make social media posts about it. And they say, for the last 10 years, everybody was mean to me. And then everybody wonders why the fuck you were there for the last 10 years if they were so mean. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share the global value of music. Copyright. Really, I mean. If the whole point I'm saying is music, to stay on topic, it's not like music is making less money, Lex. The music industry is booming. That's why I'm just showing you guys this. It's not really... I just wanted to show everybody. If you ever thought that the music business was over and, oh, nobody's making money off of musicians and... No, I mean, the music industry is booming. Now, how do you... What's your strategy, or how do you install yourself, or what role are you going to play in that? I'm just showing everybody that, the opportunities are out there. Of that, 29 billion or 61% came from recorded music revenues, up 5% year over year. It's up. While 13.6 billion was brought in by collective management organizations, CMOs. We've talked about those before. 4.6 billion in direct publisher income. That's down. No surprise there. Thus, compositions brought in 39% of the total. So making music, people are still making money off of musicians. Even if musicians are not making money, people are making plenty of money off of musicians. What do you think about that? On-demand streams to count more under Billboard's new method for measuring chart hits. Didn't we do this?
No. But
we did the
something
YouTube one.
Similar.
Okay.
It was
I just wanted to make sure.
YouTube, yes.
Cool. I just want to make sure we're not in the same. Oh, no, it is the same. It is the same.
I think you meant to read them one after the other.
It was, yeah, we can pass this one, but this is good. It's in the same focus. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm happy with it. So what was that, 4? This is new. Oh, yeah, here we go. Now I remember now. Look at all this stuff. Oh, here we go. Let's do it. I got another one for you.
Okay.
Here's another one, guys. The UK's PRS for music reports largest ever quarterly royalty payout. 368 million, up 4%. I'm just showing you this, that people are making money off of music. Yeah, this is a little bit related too. I just want to show people that, I mean, this is, here we go. Quote, streaming and broadcasting royalty payments remain strong, PRS said, with 13.5 million coming from radio. Like, who would that, like, not around here?
Radio?
See how weird that is? That's a music industry that we're not a part of. Look at Lexi. She's like, what?
What the hell?
Another 12.8 million came from video and on-demand platforms such as Apple, Disney, and Netflix. How many bands are out there that are on the radio, Netflix, and Disney?
I have no clue.
I'm just saying, like,
that's wild.
For the record. More than 1,400 music creators shared $8.9 million from songs performed at live concerts and gigs. Where the fuck were we?
Yeah. Didn't we do music last year?
Apparently not.
No.
Included one final payment set to be made on December 22nd, including $22.2 million from multi-territory online streaming services like Spotify, YouTube, and others. But no musicians you know are going to have any of that.
No.
How do you feel about that? It's just I'm just showing people that
it's just interesting
there's money
to
out
see that the music industry doesn't seem affected.
Somebody's making bread off of it.
Yeah.
It's just not
The
anybody
right
you know.
people.
Yeah, the music industry is making a lot of money. Just not any money that they're going to share with you.
Secret.
It's a secret. Now you know I'm a man of my word. Look at your screen. No, but you know I'm a man of my word. And when we cover a story, I like to cover it ongoing because I believe the facts and the truth are always emerging. You guys know how I feel about sexual abusers, assaulters, and powerful men, so it's only right if the judge dismisses a sexual assault, it's only right and fair that we cover it.
What?
Look, you can't even believe it.
What?
All right, well, let's go with it. I think that's funny that I said... what I think is really funny is that there's a picture here of Marilyn Manson, you know, and I say a judge dismissed an assault case, and you can't believe it. I just think that that's an interesting reaction.
A judge?
Well, and what I'm saying, I think it's only fair that we cover stories fully.
Mm-hmm.
Judge dismisses sexual assault and battery lawsuit filed by ex-Marilyn Manson assistant. A sexual assault and battery lawsuit filed against Marilyn Manson by his former assistant Ashley Walters 4 years ago has just been dismissed by a Los Angeles judge. The decision removes yet another legal albatross dangling from his neck as he tries to revitalize his career. Los Angeles County Judge Steve Cochran's ruling, initially reported on by Rolling Stone, found that Walter's complaint did not fall within the statute of limitations. For those of you that don't know what that means, when something doesn't fall within the statute of limitations, it means there's a time limit. The law respects a limit to when a complaint or charges can be filed. We need to understand what that means. Los Angeles County Judge Steve Cochran's ruling, initially reported by Rolling Stone, found that Walter's complaint did not fall within the statute of limitations, meaning that there's a technical limit, a legal time frame and limit where a complaint can be brought in front of a court. And in this particular situation, the complaint did not fall within the statute of limitations. So it's not that I want to be clear, this doesn't mean he's guilty, but it also means that he's not innocent of whatever the complaint was. It just means that there was a technical error when somebody made the complaint. Found that Walter's complaint did not fall within the statute of limitations, nor could it be redressed based on a claim that her recollection of the alleged offending events had been suppressed. There's a quote here that says, "We have a situation where the complaint was not filed until 10 years after the event." That is what I was explaining earlier about a statute of limitations. So it's not that it did happen. It's not that it didn't happen. It's that there was a technical error in the court. I'm not able to find that the delayed discovery rule is applicable. In some cases of abuse, they can open it. On some special conditions, those limitations are challenged. They were not here. I don't have the authority to rule that the delayed discovery doctrine would apply under the circumstances that exist in this case. Under California law, the delayed discovery rule referenced by the judge is a guideline that basically allows the 10-year statute of limitation to be paused if a plaintiff does not immediately realize or discover that a person's negligence or wrongdoing actually caused them injury or harm at the time. So a lot of times, guys, what that means, like for children who may or may not know that they are abused, they may not have the same restrictions bringing forward a complaint to the court, because a child may not know fully or have the cognitive or even the intellectual experience to know. A child may not have the intellectual experience to know that they are in fact being abused. So you can't set a time limit on them for them to come and report that, because then at that point you're just encouraging predators to assault younger kids that can't remember it. You know what I mean? I just pointed that out.
Making out a bigger case.
Yo, right. No, yes. You know.
You're about to make a class action.
Yo. For those that don't know, a class action is when several victims come forward all together. Let's finish this up though. They give an example here. I'm going to do it because this is their world. For example, if somebody was exposed to a toxic substance at work but only began showing signs of illness as a result outside of the normal statute of limitations, they could still sue that employer for the damages. Sometimes you see that in like asbestos cases. Sometimes you see that people that are exposed to chemicals or certain medicines, you don't know that it's hurting you. So how are you going to make a complaint over it? How can they set a time limit on a child that doesn't know he's being raped? You feel me? Mm-hmm. So in order for the delayed discovery rule to apply, the plaintiff must be initially unaware of the injury, what caused the injury, or that's a typo, I don't know what that is, or that the injury was caused by someone's wrongful act the time that it occurred. They must also be able to plead when and how they discovered they were harmed, and they have to show they couldn't have discovered the problem at an earlier date. So, you know what I mean? So they can't show that, oh my goodness, you knew this entire time this thing happened to you, yet you didn't come forward with it. Because sometimes the case is, you know, these powerful, rich celebrities and men, their defense is, if she knew that she was abused, if this child knew that they were abused, if this woman knew that they were abused, then why didn't they come? It's a pretty good defense. Why didn't they come out earlier and said that I was such a terrible abuser? That's why it's so important that if you are abused out there, to come forward immediately. You know?
So you don't break the statute of limitations.
And while the evidence is fresh, there you have it, y'all. To that end, Walter's lawyer, Kate, told Rolling Stone that they would be exploring the possibility of an appeal. So look at that. Lexi, when I said to you that the judge dismisses sexual assault, it's not because he did it. And it's not because he didn't do it. It's because of the statute of limitations. Mm-hmm. So if you're going on a date with Marilyn Manson, that's something you need to know. It's not like he went to court in front of a jury of his peers, and he stated his case. The victim stated their case. They went over the evidence publicly, and he proved that he was innocent, and he's acquitted, and it's all been settled.
That's a big thing to try to prove.
And I want to say also, it's not like they went to court and proved that this thing actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two things you need to part with.
So we still don't know.
We'll never know if he actually assaulted her or not. We can't say one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
We've been covering that one for years. But I think it's responsible for us to cover it because of that, you know.
Definitely.
I think it's important to call out snitches, skinners, rats, and rapists, and racists, misogynists, fascists, and abusers. I think it's important to call them out.
Every single day.
I also think it's important to clear people's names when they're not involved in that shit.
Exactly like we did for Diddy.
Right. You could disagree with the way Puff Daddy deals with his lifestyle. You could disagree, and you could feel negative about the results of the charges he was sent to prison for. That might make you upset, and you have the right to your opinion on that. But one thing we can't say is he is, you know, a convicted sex offender in a court. We can't say that. Like, regardless of how you feel about Diddy, you can say that he slaps people around and he's scary and he may or may not be a goon or a criminal. That's up for you guys to decide at home. But like him or hate him, I can't stand his music, but I can't say for sure that he's ever been proven to be a sex offender. Mm-hmm. Yes, he's different.
But we can't say he's a sex offender.
Right. I may or may not agree with the amount of baby oil that he decides to lube up with, but that's none of my business. Right. I don't care about that.
Same thing here with Marilyn Manson. We can't say in this case whether he did or didn't do anything because.
And if you are if you are a woman or a man and you're going to date Diddy, I think it's safe to say if you make him mad, it's a possibility he might punch you in the face. You know what I mean? Like,
so, watch yourself.
I don't know. I might want, you might want to duck. Avoid those type of situations, everybody. What do we got? We still got 10 minutes. We got this. Let me make sure. What is going on? You see this? What is this?
How can we read the article?
That's wildin'. Oh my goodness. Guys, new No Way robo-taxis cause chaos in upcoming Grand Theft Auto DLC.
Oh.
I just think this is fun. The latest expansion to Grand Theft Auto Online includes robo-taxis. Fictional yet familiar, the No Way, whose sole purpose appears to be wreaking havoc. A trailer teased Friday that No Way vans had adorned sensors and swerving through city streets, wrecking other cars and crashing through billboards for the made-up company. While that's all far from chaotic and destructive than some of the worst behavior than Waymo's robo-taxis had been guilty of, the in-game autonomous vehicles nonetheless resemble the company's earlier generation Chrysler Pacifica vans. The expansion is called A Safe House in the Hills. So the only reason why I'm covering this is because I think it really plays in and onto the fear that we have with robots coming to hang out with us in general. Don't you?
Because Grand Theft Auto was based off of like some sort of real world thing, and how it glorifies you, being a criminal in the game. It only makes sense
It's
that
very
they
meme
would,
worthy. Yeah.
include robo taxis and hydro freaking snowboards.
It's very pop
and-
culture.
Yeah, it's very TikTok.
I feel like this one was for you, and I saved it just for you because I know that you read his book.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. This is great.
All right, hold on. Let me show you everybody at home. Hold and
Look at your screen.
look at it. Let me make sure there's no. Good God! It's like when you click on these websites, you immediately get attacked with.
Here's an ad.
There he is, everybody.
And look at your screen.
Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons is going to testify before Senate, and he did, actually. So this is past tense. This is no longer breaking news. Gene Simmons testified before the Senate to support artist radio play. I didn't know people still listen to the radio.
Shit.
Put a 1 in the chat if you still listen to. He testified.
Before the Senate?
He testified to the Lord.
To make a law? Oh shit. Okay. Are you reading this? This is interesting.
No, have that? No, I'm not.
Oh.
This one's for you because
Oh.
you've read Gene Simmons books in the past.
Yeah, Me Inc. Gene Simmons, read it by the way. Gene Simmons, legendary bassist, co-founder, and co-lead singer of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band Kiss, will testify before the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee's Intellectual Property Subcommittee next Tuesday. Well, this already happened. December 9th, during a hearing on the American Music Fairness Act. American Music Fairness Act legislation to close the radio loophole and compel radio corporations close the radio loophole and compel radio corporations to pay performers for playing their music. Wow.
No, that's what happens when we have internet crashes. You and I can't read.
Great. Having spent my career in the music and entertainment industry, I understand the vital importance of this issue, said Simmons, who is receiving the Kennedy Center honors with Kiss this Sunday. The American Music Fairness Act represents sound public policy. Artists must be properly compensated for their creative work. I look forward to meeting with both Republican and Democratic senators to discuss why this legislation is crucial for thousands of % and future American recording artists.
Lexi wants to sue somebody. She keeps talking about litigation.
I think it's because we were watching a video earlier about litigation and legislation. And ever since then, I've been saying those words together.
Sounds like pasta.
Yeah.
Hey, can you pass some Parmesan with your legislation?
Simmons he testified Tuesday alongside Michael Hope, president and CEO
I'm just playing.
of Sound Exchange, the non-profit designated by Congress to collect and distribute
Yes.
digital streaming royalties
Right.
to artists.
Sound Exchange, Lexi, is a PRO, performance rights organization, like the MLC. Remember we were talking before?
Yeah.
BMI and ASCAP and HAP and Slap
Sound
Slap.
Exchange.
That's another
is
one.
a
That's another one.
PRO.
Yep. It's another. There's tons of them.
Wow. And they put together this American Music Fairness Act.
Right.
Hoop has helped lead the recent fight in recent years to build support for the American Music Fairness Act, a bipartisan bill that ensures radio corporations play the same rules as every music delivery platform that pays performers royalties.
So basically, there are groups and companies and committees that are organized to make sure that there are laws and tools enforcing radio to pay artists fairly. But it didn't work. As we know, radio didn't work. There were no new artists. People weren't getting paid fairly. Payola was an issue. And as a result, radio is what we have today. It's completely locked into monopolies with Clear Channel and a whole bunch of other bad actors. And now no one can own a radio station. No one can play on the radio. No one can talk about the radio. There's nothing. No one could do anything with it. And that's what they do at every level, at every layer. They throttle. Just like they're doing with streaming, they're throttling it until it reaches equilibrium. Because once some of these legacy companies and corporations get so large, they realize this is as large as we can get. This is the amount of people on the planet Earth that we can predict that are going to be listening to radio. And because we live by the numbers, by bank accounts, by metrics and bits, even back then, people were able to predict, wow, this is the most amount our species of human beings are ever going to tune in to AM radio. This is the equilibrium of amount of people that are going to be able to reach public broadcasting before the technology changes, upgrades, and spirals up. This is the people we're predicting in the market. Wow, these are the last people that are going to be on horseback. And they did the math. And then they were like, all right, it's time to start paving roads. You know, when they came out with the CD player and the Discman, at some point they sold however many million Discmans. And they went, wow, the kids that we sold Discmans to are now teenagers and young adults, and they're moving on to iPods and iPads. So they go, wow, these are the last million kids that are going to buy an iPad before the technology upgrades and changes and spirals up. So what am I saying? These people build companies just to abandon them. These large fat cats and billionaires, they absorb great people's inventions and ideas just to burn them to the ground. We construct large neighborhoods to abandon them.
Yep.
We create libraries and databases filled with music and knowledge, and then we burn them to the fucking ground, man. We create cassettes and vinyl, and then we fucking burn them to the ground and put them in a landfill. You know? CDs and mini discs and Blu-rays, and we create stores and storefronts. Brick and mortar storefronts go up. Real estate's bought, so you can have a Red Box or a Blockbuster, and then you dig a hole in the fucking ground and you burn it and bury it. So what am I saying? Large developers, insiders, people on Wall Street, you know what I mean? They're just trading people and businesses like fucking Pokemon cards, right? And they watching the value, and they're making predictions about gadgets, companies, public figures. They're making predictions about which ones are going to be valuable in 5 or 10 years. And now they got machines that can help them make these predictions. So what I'm saying is Spotify can truly become anything tomorrow if it predicts that's what it needs to become. It'll abandon whatever it's doing. Because all of these developers and billionaires, they know by building these mega large companies, they can only be as large as they are before they're confronted by the government.
Yep.
Before having a big company, seriously, even it bans farming At every layer and level of industry, a company can only become so big. You start off with an independent company. It can only be so big until the government gets involved, and you're not allowed to be independent anymore. It's you and the IRS.
Yeah, because there comes a coin.
You're gonna get some coin.
There becomes a point in these businesses and corporations that get so big where they need to question if you're breaking laws, if they need to make more. So it's not only about like money, them coming to get your money. It's also
keeping
the
track
law.
of it.
Like
It's keeping track of it.
right, like are you doing anything? It's kind of like how they're holding hearings like every like midterm for these people in the cabinet. It's almost like that. It's like a check-in. Like, are you sure? Are you sure?
Let's look at it from let's make it smaller. They update driving laws, and they update home loan laws and renter laws, and they upload. We can't talk for shit. We just been talking all crazy today.
Yep.
But it's okay. What I was gonna say is they're always updating the laws in your hometown. It's just like people aren't tapping into that. So the reason why I'm saying that is as the technology is updating, so do the laws that understand them. You need to generate legal language. So, I mean, that's part of the cool thing about being an inventor, is because you're really a sexy criminal. Because nobody knows if the thing that you invented is even dangerous yet. Whether you're creating, insulation products, medical products, vape pens. I mean, how long we really had vapes around? Not long enough to have a complete emerging science on it, So you're not going to find many laws on artificial intelligence because people can take advantage of nobody really knowing what it is. And that's why a lot of times you see the largest, scariest companies say, hey, this is open source. We want everybody to come in. We want everybody to learn from it. Because at first that seems pretty, it seems less intimidating. It seems pretty inviting. Anyone can use this, but their data, while they're data surfing and, farming your information and learning off of you, at some point they're going to close the doors.
I'm saying no more.
Yeah.
If they find out.
But but you can see, from cable TV to FM radio to mini discs, and Blu-ray players, those companies know, and they can make predictions. Wow, this is the last generation. This is the last 5 or 10 years of people that are ever going to buy my product. And if I want to remain an inventor, if I want to remain in the game, then I got to invent more things. I got to come up with more ideas. So a lot of people that are investing and absorbing other people's inventions are just throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping that they stick, knowing that the boring company can become a cable company. That Twitter can become a payment crypto website, that Spotify can become, as you've seen, audiobooks, or you're seeing Netflix is offering video games now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even, Xbox or PlayStation has always offered, different features outside of gaming, like movies and social connectivity and all of these things that aren't really traditionally associated with gaming. You can, what I'm saying, you can't play video games and watch Netflix, for instance.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
But Xbox offers you
the experience.
The experience of watching movies and watching Netflix on Xbox. So that's it, is that's what's kind of cool about being a small band or a small company. And if you choose to keep it, or if you're aware of how even and balanced your goals are, you pick and choose your battles. You can keep your band, you can keep your farm big enough where you're getting a sense of satisfaction, but it's small enough where you can still solve problems in the workspace yourself. If your band is so huge where you need to hire other people to solve conflict, that's too big for me.
Yeah.
If my company is so large where I can't talk to my customers and resolve issues, to me, that's a company that's too big for me. But we'll leave everybody with that. Much love and respect to everybody out there. See you next Wednesday on another episode of The Sepsiss Show.